Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode number 50 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of the Combat Series this week. I'll be sharing my fight summary on the fight that took place last night in the sport of boxing between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. This will be my fight summary. So we saw last night in the sport of boxing that Oleksandr Usyk defeated Tyson Fury by split decision to become the brand new undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing. And to me, this fight was everything that you wanted to see in a boxing as a boxing fan. Especially in a heavyweight fight. This fight was a 50-50 fight, an exciting fight, in my eyes, the best fight that we've seen in the sport of boxing in the calendar year 2024 thus far, between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. But that's what boxing should be about, the best of the best fighting each other for all the marbles, all the glitz, all the glamours, all the championships. We saw that last night when Oleksandr Usyk defeated Tyson Fury by split decision, become the first ever undisputed champion in the four-belt era, and the first ever undisputed champion that the sport of boxing has seen in well over 20 years. But I like the game plan that Oleksandr Usyk had throughout this fight. He won the counter-punching battle. That was huge in this fight against Tyson Fury. He didn't get bullied by the much bigger man. Tyson Fury was much bigger than Oleksandr Usyk. Finished strong in the later rounds. And that, I believe, him finishing strong in the second half of the fight and scoring that huge knockdown that had Tyson Fury going all around the ring, wobbled and hurt and dazed. That knockdown really helped Oleksandr Usyk seal the deal with him finishing strong, of course, in the 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds. But the game plan here of Tyson Fury just didn't hit home to me because he didn't capitalize on a lot of opportunities that he had Oleksandr Usyk hurt at. When he had Oleksandr Usyk hurt, he just decided to showboat or retreat and not go forward, going for the kill to possibly knock down Oleksandr Usyk or knock him out. I thought that was very hesitant. That was very confusing to see Tyson Fury very hesitant in the ring like that, showboating way too much in the biggest fight of your boxing career. And I think that's those reasons why Oleksandr Usyk won this fight. He just wanted it more than Tyson Fury. And the game plans that I'm about to touch up on for this fight that followed out. One thing I will say about both fighters had tremendous performances, and the fight really could have gone either way. Oleksandr Usyk's game plan with him being aggressive, walking down the bigger fighter in Tyson Fury, I was very surprised at that. I'll get into that in a few moments, but Oleksandr Usyk was really the hunter instead of being the hunted in this fight. He walked down Tyson Fury for a majority of this fight. He was against a much bigger guy, a natural-born cruiserweight, walking down a natural-born heavyweight that always fights at 260-plus when he's in the boxing ring. I was just confused at that. But Oleksandr Usyk found a lot of success landing several combinations during this fight, which had Tyson Fury dazed and hurt a lot of times in this fight. And that left hand of destruction that Oleksandr Usyk has. He's made guys like Anthony Joshua twice when they fought in the past. He made Anthony Joshua respect that left hand in the two respective fights. And then made Tyson Fury respect that left hand during that fight. So it seems to me that cruiserweight moving up to the heavyweight has always had that natural-born power. And Oleksandr Usyk has made the best heavyweights of this generation respect his power in there, which is incredible to me. But let's talk about Tyson Fury's game plan. Tyson Fury fought well enough to win this fight. Like I said, the fight was very close. And I agree with the final judge who scored the fight 114-113. That's how I scored the fight in favor of Oleksandr Usyk winning by 1 point. And here's why. Tyson Fury was up early in the beginning part of the rounds. Oleksandr Usyk had his way in the first 2 rounds, but then Tyson Fury pressed Oleksandr Usyk and was ahead in the judges' scorecards. And then that's when Oleksandr Usyk dug down deep in the second half of this fight, scored the knockdown in the 9th round, and finished strong to win this fight, and did enough. But I just felt like Tyson Fury not being hungry enough in this fight, showboating, like I just said a few moments ago, when he had Oleksandr Usyk hurt several times. And if I'm watching at home and see Oleksandr Usyk is hurt several times in this fight, and you don't go in for the kill for the knockdown, but I see you showboating, putting your arms in the air, doing anything in the ring. No, we're not here to dance. You were here to win titles, and Tyson Fury just did not want it as much as Oleksandr Usyk did. But I just felt like him getting dropped and not finishing strong was the reason why he lost this fight. But again, I like the 114-113 call in favor of Oleksandr Usyk becoming the new undisputed heavyweight champion. So let's talk about that. Oleksandr Usyk's pound for pound status. To me, there's no question that Oleksandr Usyk has already legitimized himself to be a top 3 pound for pound fighter with the likes of Terrence Crawford and Inoue. Anyway, a lot of people are going to have how they're saying how they rank those 3 respective fighters, but those 3 respective fighters are the best fighters in the sport of boxing today. And they're all 3 of them are the only male boxers in boxing history to become a 2-time undisputed champion in 2 different weight classes. That's something that we probably won't see for a very long time in the sport of boxing. And Oleksandr Usyk has the case for being the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world right now because he's a natural born cruiserweight that moved up to the heavyweight division. And he defeated the best of this heavyweight division, the best guys in this generation at the heavyweight division. He defeated Anthony Joshua twice, first time to be a unified heavyweight champion, then defeated him again in the rematch, then defeated Tyson Fury, undefeated heavyweight boxer, labelized as the greatest of this generation, not anymore until Oleksandr Usyk defeated Tyson Fury to become an undisputed heavyweight champion. So in my estimation, in my own right, I would put Oleksandr Usyk at number 2 on my pound for pound list behind Terrence Crawford because the guys that he's beaten, how he did it, moving up as a cruiserweight to the heavyweight division, beating the best of the best. And I just feel like now we have to say that Oleksandr Usyk is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time because he's done something that the all-time greats have done. Again, they've done it in the 3-belt era, but guys like George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Muhammad Ali, those guys have all been undisputed heavyweight champions in the past. And Oleksandr Usyk now joins that elite list. And he's the first one that do it as a 4-belt champion. In the era of the 4-belt era being undisputed champion. So I have to say that he, to me, is an all-time great. Hands down is going to be a Hall of Famer. But to me, is definitely one of the best fighters of this generation. Now, thoughts on the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. So we learned last night, well, a lot of people, if you follow the sport of boxing, actually known that it was announced a few weeks before the fight that there was an automatic rematch clause for this fight to happen again in October, no matter who the winner or the loser was, or if there was going to be a draw in the first fight. So we know that we're going to get the rematch in October. The thoughts on the rematch, unfortunately, I just read the news before I started recording this segment for you guys that the rematch honestly might not be an undisputed heavyweight championship fight, unfortunately. And that's because Oleksandr Usyk obviously he holds all the belts, but the IBF title, the mandatory fighter, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But the guy does not want to step aside and let the rematch happen for all the titles, again, at undisputed. So I believe that Oleksandr Usyk over the next couple of weeks is unfortunately going to be stripped of the IBF title. And the rematch is not going to be an undisputed championship rematch, which that's just such a damn shame because the first fight was so good. And that's bad for the boxing government, the politics that in the sport of boxing. I'm going to have to talk about that one day, but that's very unfortunate. But the rematch, I do believe it's going to be a unified championship fight, but the rematch should be a lot of fun. And it could be bigger than the first one. If Tyson Fury is victorious, this could set up for a trilogy. Or if there's a draw in the second fight, this could end up being a trilogy. But I'm looking forward to seeing how these fighters adjust well. They make adjustments well when they head into rematch fights. History has repeated that when Oleksandr Usyk fought Anthony Joshua twice. And history has repeated that when Tyson Fury was in one of the greatest heavyweight trilogies when he fought Deontay Wilder several years ago. So I do believe that Oleksandr Usyk is going to look more impressive, maybe even more stronger in the rematch. I do believe that Tyson Fury is going to be more smarter, more aggressive, and more ruthless in the rematch and actually take it more serious instead of showboating in the middle of the ring in the biggest fight of your life. But I do believe that the rematch will be significant for the sport of boxing. I'm looking forward to it. in the month of October, in the later part of 2024. But that is my fight prediction. That is my fight summary between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk.